Here in the western stream.
あれあれニコ生切れた
Good morning, Daryl.
Good morning.
Daryl.
あれちょっとニコ生切れてんなこれ
I really went down points.
ダロさんこんばんは。トラブスシクラボフロッツいただしチェックしたアーティスです。切れてないよ。
切れてないの
切れてないですよ。いや見れるよ。読み上げないけど。俺切れさしたら大したもんですよ。
そうなんかでも
俺が切れさしたらうんぬんかんぬ
切断
ん。
され
俺を切れさせたら大したも
てる
んだ。
気がする
メンテでなんか仕様変わったのかな。
なったいやちょっと厳しいなこれこんなに
読み上げた。
なったまあいいやこっちで見よう今日は作業雑談なの
僕らのことは無視し続けていいよ。いつもみたいに。
まあこれでこの状態で続けますこの状態で続けます
ニコ生派ほっといてもいいっしょこっから派。
ちょっと待ってナンバーは
髪切ってから始めてみた。
これちょっとこの機能どうしても出ちゃうね今日はしょうがないよしSo, how you guys doing?
さっきのダロさんに言われてもいいけどボットに言われるのは嫌だって気持ちはわかるけどそういう精神でやると伸びなさそう。
Draw multiple people on a stairway that's not too tough for you, isn't IT?
もういいよ。
That's not too tough for isn't it? It's still tough for me too. So this week's topic was draw multiple people on a stairway. Before I start the review for the post I got, I'm gonna start with a like a brief explanation of like how you should draw stairs. When you draw stairs, be careful how each step, the height of each step. Some people might draw the steps for like a human adult with only like 4 steps. That would make the steps too steep or the person too short. In average, I'd say it's about like 7 to like 11 steps for the human height, an adult human height. And also be careful where the height of the camera is. I say a lot of I try not to. I'll try not to this time. The height of the camera, anything over the height, there's going to be a thing called an eye level. Now, the term might not be the same in English, but in Japanese we call it eye level. Anything above the eye level should have, you can't see the top part of the stairs, anything above the eye level. Anything below the eye level, you should be able to see the top part where you lay your feet down. And also sometimes there are like if there's a strong enough light, even if the stairs are not made from mirrors, sometimes they reflect stuff. I said again. If you're not aware of this, try looking at like anything shiny surface or like a smooth surface that are not mirrors, but you could see kind of reflection on it. Drawing those would make the reality. Drawing those would make your drawings more real looking. Sometimes it might be too real to the point where you don't want to go that way. So just one tip for making things look real. So to start, I'm gonna start with number. Wait, I don't have the ranking now. I'm gonna wait. I don't have the ranking now. I think I'm gonna. Ooh. Put the numbers in advance. So number 1 is Liana. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
作業中派無益なコメント無視するの派合理的なアメリカ人らしいね。
7, 8, 8, 8, wait, 9, 10, 11. 11, 11, no, 12, 13, 13, 13,
読み上げ消せばいいのに、そう。
13.
5じゃないの？
5 3、4、5だ。5、間違えてる。6、7、あれ ?6、
かわいい。
7、7、
小生側だけ読み上げ消すのよ。
7。そうでしょ、だから繋がんないんだ。切断しまったって出ちゃうもん、ほら、こうやって。I tried to draw in 3-point perspective, but I failed to do it. Well, at least you tried. Pretty look good. Look at he's speaking like a real American. Am I? 庵野監督じゃない。でもコメントが溜まってたら教えてください。
え、あんの？
庵野じゃない。8、9、10。10、全部1個ずつ下がるのか。当たり前か。12、12。まあ一応ダブルチェックも兼ねて。12、12、12。よいしょ。Okay, so first place was Liana. Is this? Yeah, I think this is your first time being first place. I think now this drawing is really good. You could see, you could feel the storyline in here. It's an all-girls school, maybe private. I'm not really sure if it's private or public. All-girls school, and there's a soccer team, and they're trying to recruit this other girl into the soccer team, or something in that manner. Maybe there's a secret that she has to say or something. Well, anyway, you could see the story here. There's a character who's trying to tell something, and there's a character who's... Well, her face is kind of blushing, so maybe it's some romantic thing, maybe. I can't really tell, but anyway, there's a storyline there. So, and even besides the storyline, you could see all the other characters. They have their own story. You know, this person is lifting the black girl who's trying to take a photo, and then some other girls are annoyed about the whole thing. Some other girls don't really give a shit. The only thing I have to say in here is about the lighting. There is no third place, yes. You know, in like movies, people who do the lighting, I've heard that the people who do the lighting, who put the lights on with certain angles and certain strength, they say they control the whole movie. It's not the director, it's not the art actor, it's not the people who make the props, it's the people who set the lights. So that's how important lights are. And in this one, okay, I made it like this. First of all, the things, these two people in the front are a little bit too I don't know. It doesn't look like it's supposed to be there. It feels like you added these things so that it would add more depth to it, but it's not as effective as I think you want it to be. So I just removed it and made the red tiles here more active so that it gives like a more spotlight effect, and then made more lights in the top part so that it creates like an area where it's like it had like a tunnel effect. You know, you could see all the way through the building into the sky, which would make this character more stand out, and also this character. So these are two characters that I think are standing out more because of the lights. Now, some people might disagree, but since this is a very well drawn drawing, that's just one suggestion I give. So you place number 1, Liana. Number 2, Feed Matthew. Feed Matthew. This is a guy on a what do you call these? Skateboards, and he's jumping through a staircase, I guess, and some people are annoyed. I took points off for topic because there's not much. There's 2 people on the stairs, but it doesn't look like those people had to be on stairs. It's good enough. Maybe it could have been 4 points for topic, but it didn't seem that it was like straight, like directly on topic. So what I changed here was I made the lights inside the hall a little bit more emphasized, but then still the light from outside is stronger, the sunlight is stronger, and you could see the ceiling here is actually on a slant. So if you cut this in half and look it from the sideway, you could see that it's like this. It's supposed to be like that, but you can't really tell just by looking at this. I added lines here like bricks so that it would emphasize that the ceiling is on a slant, like that. I also added some shadows here. Ooh. There, which are not black shadows. I made like an outline of the shadow and then colored it in, which wouldn't make it too. If the shadow of this character was all in black, it would be a little bit too noisy. The shadow itself, it would. I assume it will be too noisy, so I just made an outline. And I had some reflection of the sunlight on the stairs also, so that would give a little more solidity, I guess. You could feel the 3D kind of the stairs, 3D feeling of the stairs. Okay. Hey, what animal does them look like the most? Impediment look like a lion. Spitting some great advice about frustrated stuff. Here a lot of lighting info on this one, right? So that was number 2. On the same on second place is Sayaku or Ko. This is a drawing where a guy is sitting on the stairs and some angel-like character came out of, I guess, nowhere, and then she's like pouring flowers on him. It's really well done, but the flowers should be more obvious. If this was like hanging on a wall and some people were walking by, most people might not even notice the flowers unless you look real closely. So I emphasized the flowers. I had light come from over here, so that I could try to emphasize the flowers. So what I did, made it like that. So I made it light, make the whole place lighter, and then give more contrast to the flowers. Maybe the flower buds are a little bit, what do you call those, flower petals? The petals are all over the place maybe, and then have the shadows of the stairs in a like a what do you call this, like a beaming shape, which would make a little bit more fantasy like feeling to the thing. Because unless this is like a cosplay angel or something, I assume it's like an actual supernatural being. So yeah, the main thing I wanted to do here was to emphasize the flowers. Okay, next is Soul Artist, still number 2. Soul Artist, he actually, I think, yeah, this one, among the number 2s, I think this one has the most on topic. There's multiple people, not, okay, 2 people, I don't consider 2 people multiple people. If the topic is multiple people, I would want 3 people at least. So there's 4 people. There's multiple people on the stairs. Is the gorilla in a game based off Jin's Atomic from Marvel? Yes, kind of. Mostly the big hand, the big hand thing. Wait, what? Yeah, so what I wanted to say here was the eye level. I'm gonna see, according to the stairs, the eye level is there. You can see the top of the stairs here, but not over there. So if the eye level is there, and if this character is all the way here, you're looking up at him, right? You're looking from below his neck. So his if this character was a cylinder, it should look like that. Now, he's holding a can of Coke. It shouldn't, should be able to see the bottom part, since that's where the eye level is, and you're looking up. And things like that. This character originally didn't have that much, it had like really short legs compared to his upper side. So I made his leg bigger. What else did I do? Oh, this girl character to me had like crooked body shape, kind of. So I like changed all of that. So yeah, the line art of the characters could have been better on this one. Other than that, the overall feeling and the some of the colors, characters were good. Just, I mean, it's actually the most hardest part, maybe. But yeah, the line art of characters could have been better. So number 5 is J. Rue's Hard Tap. J. Rue's Hard Tap. This one, the artist. You could really tell the artist took a lot of time. There's a lot. I mean, it's a fun drawing to watch at. I mean, there's a lot of characters. You have this like skeleton guy in the back. You have this. I don't know. He's a hamburger eating. Dude. And then the main thing that's happening in this drawing is the skateboard guy who's falling down, and this person behind him is like smirking. This is where I got a little confused. You can tell that the character just fell down, right? So if he just fell down, and if it was by accident, smirking is too fast. You know, the character, I think it's a she, because it has high heels, which may be sexist to say, but whatever. The character should be surprised first, right? The timing here is when the character is surprised. Then after that, the character could smirk if she wants, unless she knew, like, if she knew that the guy on the skateboard was falling down, because he, I don't know, punched him or something, or you know, made some kind of annoyance to him. Then it would make sense, but then it should be obvious. It should be obvious that this character did something to make him fall, if that's the case. So I didn't do anything about that, but what I did was make her surprised a little and made the skateboard a little obvious, because you can't really see the skateboard here unless you really closely watch it. There's a skateboard. And I also made the eye level here, so anything below you could see. I didn't make the stairs here this way, but for instance, since this character is all the way up, then the eye level, it should, like, from here it looks like you're looking from like straight sideways. It should be more like this, where you're looking up. And the stairs actually doesn't really make sense here, because here it's okay. You could see here that it's going down like this, like that, down, there, like that. Wait, so that's the shadows are like this. Okay. What? He's stepping on the side of the stairs. So this is some like trick art or something. So be sure to unless it's intentional. Maybe it's intentional, but it looks more like a mistake than it's intentional. So be careful. I mean, yeah. If you're trying to intentionally doing something like this, make it obvious that it's intentional. Number 6, Baku Haku. Where do people submit their artwork? If you could read the description below, there's a link to my Discord server. You could search where you could post and see all the topics, rules. You could have discussions with other people. I hope that helped. I'm just saying that, oh my god, I love talking about his character and appearance are the perfect match. One is a wild beast. Thanks. Okay. Baku Haku. This one is done really. It looks like the artist, like, it's kind of experienced, I guess you could say. The lightings are kind of natural, and it's a very challenging angle to do. But the line art itself isn't, like, I don't know, I'm not really convinced that these line art are accurate. For example, wait. This character here has her leg there and her head is there. Now, since the shadow is right there, right next to the wall, there's no light coming from there. So her head is right next to the wall, right? While her leg is there. And there's only 3 steps. So that means she is kind of looking like this. She's slanted. So if she's supposed to be standing straight, leaning on the wall, it should look more like that, I like important things like right next to the side of a panel of the area, and this character didn't look like a character you see when you look at them from the top and stuff like that. If there's a guy on top of the stairs, would you look like that? Maybe you would, but I thought it would be more natural if you tilt your head a little. So it made him tilt a little. Also, the stairs, the slant of the stairs was a little off here. It's going like this, but then it kind of goes up again there. So I mean that, and then actually his the eye level for this one is a little bit different with the others since it's looking down. Anything above this one you could see the side. Anything below this one you can't see the side. And another thing I did here was, if there is such a strong light source here like this, and if the floor was a smooth surface, the light would reflect as if it was a mirror. So as if there's a mirror there, the light would be like that. Same with the walls. If you come across a very smooth surface and you see light somewhere, check where that reflection goes on the floor. Where the light is reflected would be the exact same as if it was a mirror. So I made changes here. I made the light go that way, so she's standing straight up. What else did I do? Yeah, that's about it. Next, seldom. Now this actually is a well drawn. This is actually a well drawn thing. It could have been I mean, this could have been a finished work if it's done a little bit more neatly, maybe. That's how good it is. But it's hard. It's really hard to critique this kind of art because it's I mean, there are things that I did to it, but people might not like it. People might prefer this one over what I did. What I did was make it all red so that this character... Now, if I make it like this, the character in red would be the main character. This is how he sees the world. Because he wears the red that goes along with the background. This way, the guy in red doesn't really matter. That's just some other guy. So there's less story to this. What maybe you could have done was, I don't know, make something more yellow. Obviously, I don't know if that's a good idea, but like have more resemblance with 4 colors like that. Maybe, I don't know. I'm not really sure about this. You know, it won't look like a Uno card. Maybe you could have done that. Maybe you didn't need to. all I could say here is it could have been better if it was a little bit more neat. So this one is a hard one to critique, anyways. I mean, why you put underscores in your video title? Why do I put underscores in my video title? Habit, I guess. Should I take it off? Maybe I'll take it off next time. Next one, Nam Nguyen. Nam. I'm not really sure if I pronounced the name. I think I pronounce his name Nam all the time. I'm not really sure if that's the proper way to cut the name. Name it in short. Namingyen. Okay. This is one of two people who did a spiral stair. And drawing spiral stairs is tough. I don't want to do it. Drawing. See, you have each step of the stairs has their own vanishing point. Not their own, but you know, you have to. Each stair has to go to a different vanishing point on the same eye level, which is annoying. And then for this one, you have to first make a square, right? And then you have to kind of make it into like a, what do you call these? Like what do you call these? You have to cut it a little because they're not in a perfect square since they are rotating. So I would just kind of fake it. I don't want to calculate every single line like that. I would kind of fake it. But even if you're faking it, if you have like 5 steps for this, then you should have like 5 steps for here too, but you only have like 3. So that's what I did. You have more steps on the way going away from you, from the camera. And I don't know what this is. I don't know what this is. I don't know why she's running away. What she should be doing is to be like, forget this and to be surprised at what's happening right here. And do I have to talk about this here? Do I? Why is like the most important character in this drawing is this red guy, right? And that's like the second most important characteristic of this character, and why? Also, be careful to put words or fonts in your drawings. This is also too on the edge. You want it more this way at least, or like somewhere around here. Yeah, putting fonts in your drawing is a really that's like another skill on its own. Maybe they could have a whole contest with these, how you put logos in. So you are really raising the bar. You're raising what you have to accomplish when you put fonts in like this. I try to do it there, but I'm really not satisfied with this one. Also, if you have, what do you call these again? If you have these fire things in a dungeon, Minecraft is not the only reference out there, okay? I suggest you look something else in Minecraft. So if I find something that I can clearly say that you didn't do enough research, I take points off from your knowledge points. Torches, yes. Torch. I don't think YouTube can show me on stream, but he can still read it. Yeah, I for some reason my software, my comment reading software isn't working today. I have to check it out. Why that's? I mean, I could try, but then it does come out like this. But then after a while, it kind of disappears like that. See the errors, the yellow errors. I don't know what's happening here. Can I send you? She's running towards. Okay, so the guy in the back and the girl are their teammates, and they realize that the guy's being grabbed by the mimic, so she's running towards the mimic. Okay, and I now I get your intent.
Yes.
Yeah, it doesn't really look that way, to be honest. Then maybe she should be like, you should show her like facial expression. Maybe looking at this or looking at that, or maybe holding a sword or some weapon or something. Is Ryan going to use advanced? Damn, you must have fun for this. I don't think you're right. We want to flashback and take us. I don't think you should. Okay. Oh, I have to fix one first. Lawyer. I think this is the only one with any historical reference, I guess you could say, with pyramids and stuff. So that's unique in one way, but then I didn't really see the intent of being it in panels. There really isn't any story here. So I think it could have been done with just one panel. And if it's something that could be done in one panel, it's divided into 3, would make it less interesting, I guess.
Getting spammed in the JP chat, lol.
Let's get inside it. It's not. No, it's no the. I don't know the software. I can't connect it to the software to YouTube server. This is gonna automatically stop trying to connect to the YouTube server. I can't stop it. I have to check this out later. If I'm going to fix this, there's a lot I have to do, but the biggest concern I have here, most biggest concern I have here is that you colored water blue. Waters are not blue. Waters are transparent. They reflect colors around it. Now the water in the ocean look blue on a shiny day because the sky is blue. Now, what color is the sky here? It's kind of orangey. So what I did was I made the water here similar to the color in the sky. You also made alligators green. Okay, green alligators and like super green leaves are like this is what you do in children's coloring books. Now sometimes it's okay. If the whole style was like in more cartoonish style, it would have been there would have been no problem. But since it's in a little bit more on the realistic side, the style that you're aiming looks like you're on the. By the way, the scales you did here is really good. The scale you did here, I think this is the most. Yeah, if I want to give a compliment to the scale that you did here. That's really good, but the realistic level you did here doesn't match with the colors. So you either go more cartoonish to go with these colors, or you either go realistic and try to go the hard way. Yeah, I mean, green alligators are... Most are alligators green? I mean, they're in cartoons. Alligators are green, but I guess there are greenish alligators. But like green. Never mind. Next, Orpheus number 10. Here actually has a similar problem. The colors are too strong. They're too orange. The too orange that hurts my eyes. I mean, it doesn't literally hurt my eyes, but the colors are too orange. And what you did with the stairs is a little bit too detailed. I mean, it's not bad having detailed stairs. The problem is, since the stairs are too detailed, it looks awkward for the rest. If the stairs are this detailed, I would assume they have more detailed interior or some framed photos on the wall and stuff like that. I would assume a lot more interior if the stairs were this in detail. And it was too color. The colors were too strong. I mean, it would have been much better. I mean, if this was in black and white, it was much better. Oh, by the way, I get a lot of colored illustrations. It doesn't have to be colored. Being a color doesn't always give you points. Sometimes, if you're not really good at coloring, there's a good chance that it might take off points. And this one is a good example. It could have been better if it wasn't black and white. Number 10, Okuyuki. That's in Japanese characters. I'm assuming the artist Japanese. Now, here you could see that the eye level, what I explained here, is non-existent. But then it kind of looks like an abstract art, which if it's an abstract art, might be okay, but not really convinced that the artist tried to make an abstract art. It looks like kind of looks like abstract art because of the lack of skill. So what you can do is you could have what do you call those hand slides, and you can have your eye level hand slides and all that to make it more realistic. You could also have a reflection of the lights, on the stairs, things like that, to make it more realistic. If you're trying to make it more realistic, if you're trying to make it more abstract, I tried to make an abstract version of this. I couldn't make a real good one. It's hard. If you want to make it, try to more abstract. Maybe try to intently make it abstract next time. 11, leaf. This one, I have I took points off for topic because there's no. I mean, you have. First of all, you only have one person alive. I could see some dead person over there, but so it's not multiple people. I could see stairs, but the character and the stairs are not interacting with each other. So it's just there. I mean, he could be in front of a blue screen and just show the show the stairs on the blue screen. It doesn't look like he's on the stairs. The monsters also doesn't look like they came from this really tight staircase. So what I did here was make the monster kind of, tight, like fit himself inside the staircase, and finally got to eat one of the characters. And the character in the front has his leg on the stairs, so there's interaction. Number 12, Swampy Man. This one, I think I had the most struggle. I mean, okay, there's no eye level here, so you could have an eye level if you wanted to, but this art style, maybe you don't need any eye levels. Maybe it's just okay this way. If it's your desire to be at this style. If this was your style that you wanted, then I'd say you continue this style. Now, maybe you could have some lines more, like I said with your artwork last time. Maybe you could say the width of the lines could be more universal. Not universal. What do you call it? Maybe it would be better if you don't have thinner lines. Cause yeah, I'd say it would be better if all the lines were the same length except for the backgrounds. This is really hard. Yeah, I mean, this is what you can do. You don't have to if you don't want. That's just a suggestion. Okay, Yachts Bro. Here. Now, at this point, I hope you can tell that there is no eye level here. And the line art for the characters are really wobbly. And one thing I just can't get rid of from my head is that, on Discord I talk about having the lines adjacent to each other a lot. This is one reason why I say that. Now, does that look like a space between the hand slides or like a long nail? It looks like a long nail to me. So, if it was a long nail, it should have been on all fingers. So, if it was on all fingers, it would have been looked like this. The eye level, I set the eye level there. So then the characters, that's where you see the top side of the stairs, and the characters over this, you're really looking looking from down. You also had buildings right in the back of this old man, which would just kill the silhouette. So I'd say it would have been better here, not there, killing the silhouette. That's a joke. I'm sorry if it offended you. Forge. This one, I'm getting a lot of abstract art. this time for some reason. I don't know. Maybe stairs and abstract concepts have a lot in common, I guess. So I was looking at this for like, I don't know, 5 minutes, and I came to the conclusion what the message here was. The message here that these red, blue, and green things are light particles that are anthropomorphized. Did I say that correctly? They're made into characters. The light particles are made into characters, and you could see eyes in the black. And the eyes are shooting like strings of white things, and they're making the light particles into human. So I assume the message here is that what we are seeing on monitors and TV and smartphone screens, when we see like a celebrity or some politician in the screen, we think of them as people. We think of them as human. But what they actually are light particles. That's just light coming out of a screen. So we are the ones who trying to give light particles human characteristics. So this is inside of a TV screen or a monitor of some sort, and you have eyes outside that's giving life to the light particles, thinking that they are human. This is what I assumed the message here was. So I'm gonna what I did here was to make the eyes more obvious. There's lots of eyes out there who's making light particles into human. Now, my interpretation of the whole artwork might be off. I might be completely misunderstanding what the whole thing was about. If that's the case, then there's really nothing. I can't help you. So, by the way, send abstract art if you wanted to. I try not to get it set any limits or boundaries. Marcus, number 12. This one. I assume is not an Asian person because the way they wrote this Chinese character, it looks like you don't even know what this means and try to mimic what you saw on something. So it's not correct. I mean, it's mostly correct. It's 90% correct, but it's not correct. And also this is something you see in a Shinto shrine, I think, in Japan, and you're supposed to have these, what do you call these structures all the way up here, like that. So it should look like that, kind of. So with this one and this one, this is the more accurate version of what I was trying to say compared to this. Now there's various fonts, so like I said before, using fonts is a skill on its own. You could do a whole different contest with fonts, usage of fonts. So these two aspects gives me the understanding that you didn't do your research before drawing this. So if I could tell that you didn't do research that was necessary, I would take points off from your knowledge points. So you only have 1 point for your knowledge points. And you also, the characters in the front have like white hair or like light hair, but the characters who are going up the stairs all have black hair. And I can't tell if these characters are supposed to be going up the stairs or if they're just watching, because there's kind of a gap here. So what I did was have one character there so that you could tell that everyone's going up the stairs, and have some people with white hair or light hair up the stairs also, so that you could tell that it's not like some white hair cult that's making all black hair people climb the stairs or something. Okay, lastly, Mr. H. Mr. H was late about an hour. I mean, maybe an hour was good enough. I don't know. But I have to set some sort of a border. So I just, from now on, if you're an hour late, you're late. So I took 2 points off from your completion, so it's 11 points on total. And you also did a spiral. One of the two who tried to do a spiral stair. Now, like I said before, spiral stairs are really hard to draw. So what I did here was to at least make it a little bit more convincing. I'm not really sure if this is convincing at all. I mean, I didn't calculate all the stairs. That would take too much time. Now, I made blocks for the characters so that you could kind of tell what they would look like in 3D space instead of this. Yeah. So yeah. Try drawing something what you're capable of. Like finding what you're capable of is also a skill. So don't be ashamed that you're setting a limit to yourself. If you know where your limits are, that's a skill in itself also. So not setting a limit to your skills is not always a shameful thing. Now, since this is the contest, is the challenge itself is intended to improve your art. So, I mean, yeah, it's a challenge. It says challenge, so literally challenge is a good thing. I mean, you could go either way. You could challenge things like this, it's hard. Things like this, you could do it, but then I don't know. Maybe you want to improve with your understanding with what limits you have. Both are important. So that's all. I think I had how many people? Like 17 people, I guess, this time. A little bit less than what I had last time. Last time was a little bit what do you call it? I mean, baitish. Yeah, last time was like a fantasy girl, swordsman, sword fighter girl. Yeah, that topic was kind of intended to have a lot more people. This one, I mean, people on stairs is a hard thing. It's hard to draw. I get it. I assume there were more people who tried it, who like halfway went there but couldn't finish it, or was just not happy with their work and didn't post it. I assume there's like at least 5 that didn't post it even though they did it halfway. You could post that if you have those. You could post it on art tips maybe, and people might discuss about it. So what I wanted to do for next theme was draw an original robot which requires a pilot to maneuver. I hope this makes sense. If you have questions about this topic, I'll answer now. I don't want to be like too answery. I don't want to reveal too much what I want, but Say there was no such thing as Neon Genesis Evangelion, right? There's no such thing. Say there's no such thing as Evangelion. And you came with Evangelion Unit 1. Evangelion doesn't look like a robot in the first place. Evangelion doesn't look like a robot. I mean, some drawings do look like a robot. And it definitely does not look like it requires a pilot. So I would take points off the topic for things like that, unless you have some sort of way. If it's like in a panel, it's make it obvious that it requires a pilot. Or, I mean, I think there are multiple ways to show that it requires a pilot. But if you don't have, like, if you need to think this out, you have to think out how you're gonna show that it requires a pilot. Just drawing like a big enough robot wouldn't be enough. Unless there's like a window on the robot, so that the for example, Valkyries from Macross are jet fighters with legs. It's pretty much obvious they require a pilot. So that's one thing that's a style you could do. But Mazingers, I'm not sure how they say it in English. Mazinger Z kind of looks like it walks on its own, kind of. So you might need to have like some sort of way to make it look like it needs a pilot. Can the robot be remote controlled by the pilot? Can it be remotely controlled? I would say yes. Yes, I would say yes. It could be remotely controlled. But I might, if there are two drawings that are like at the same level and one is remote controlled, one you could tell that the pilot it's inside, I probably would rate the one with the pilot inside a little bit higher. So that's about it. The due date is Thursday, January 28th, 12 a.m. on Japan Standard Time. You could check the Discord. I have a URL link to check exact time at the area you live in. Do you prefer to see digital or traditional? Whichever way you want. It could be digital, traditional, colored, black and white, whatever. But be careful if you're doing traditional. You have to. If you're gonna take pictures of your, your art, say from a smartphone, make sure you trim it or like have it in the rotation you want it to be. If it's a good drawing but if it comes up on my Discord server upside down, I can't really. Sometimes I might not be able to tell if you want it to be upside down, so I have to mostly just take that upside down. It might be your intent, it might not be your intent, I can't tell. So I can't flip that on I might flip it on my my opinion, my choice. But make sure you be careful how you be careful how you package it to send me. Use a scanner and a phone pic. Some people don't have scanners. Some people might draw something really big that a scanner cannot fit. Yeah, packaging your work to a digital photo is also a skill that's important. So I think I had one where there I think it was either a floor or a wall that was showing. Yeah, I think there was a wall showing, so I would consider the wall part of the art if you bring that to me. That look exhausting all the time. Yes, I'm good rest. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I did get some rest today actually. I got myself some massage on my back because it was all clanked up. So I hope. So yeah, next week draw an original robot or draw an original robot which requires a pilot to maneuver. I it was my intent to lure people who has not who was thinking about joining but hasn't yet for this one. I'm not really sure how it would turn out because there's a lot of people out there who just draw robots, you know. So I hope to see you next week. See you.